Thank you for the schus. Rabbi Ilan, Rabbi Aniv, Shav Baracha Ratzlacha. And yes, it was worth coming all the way from Lakewood tonight, especially tonight. We'll have our own Super Bowl. And in this Super Bowl, everyone wins. Tonight's Super Bowl, we all win. I'm happy to be back. Beautiful memories of teaching Torah in this community. It's Hashem, for many years you should be Zeich. To be marbitz Torah, to keep on teaching Torah to Yiddish kinder. The topic tonight is Simcha, happiness. What is happiness and how to achieve it? Everyone searches for happiness. Thousands of books have been and are constantly being written. Simcha, happiness, searching for happiness. Aboisai, you could take all those books and throw them away because they won't bring you the Yid happiness. That's not, as Yidden, that's not going to bring us happiness. All the studies and all the experts who speak about happiness are talking about the rest of the world. What brings them happiness is not what brings us as Yidden happiness. Mishenichnas Adar Marbim Besimcha. Adar is the time when we have to be happy. Marbim Besimcha. I'm sure everyone knows this. It's actually a Gemara in Tainis, Daf Chav Tesam and Aleph. The Magen Avram brings this halacha. The Shulchan Aruch does not bring it. Nevertheless, everyone has accepted it. Maran Shulchan Aruch doesn't bring it, but it's accepted. Mishenichnes Adar Marbim Besimcha. We have to be marba in happiness. There's two others this year. Does it apply to the first Adar? Maybe Mishenichnas Adar Marbim Besimcha means that we have to be marba besimcha when it's close to Purim. What happens if there's two others like this year? Is there a halacha of Mishenichnas Adar Marbim Besimcha? Mitz Hashem Rish Chodesh Adar Aleph, a day or two away. Does the halacha of Mishenichnas Adar Marbim Besimcha apply? It's a very good question. And I would say, when in doubt, when it's a question of having simcha, we should go l'chumrah. Why not? Let's have simcha. Let's add to the simcha. You have a question to be marba b'simcha, not be marba b'simcha. Let's be marba b'simcha. But the truth is, it's a famous question in the Achronim. The Chasam Sofer discusses this issue, this halacha of Mishenichnas Adar Marbim Besimcha. Does it apply to Adar Aleph? When there's two others, does it apply to Adar Aleph? Many Achronim, many Poskim want to say it's a Mishnah. The Mishnah says that there's no difference. It's a Mishnah Davova Mebeis and Megillah. Ein bein Adar Rishon l'Sheni. Only Kriyas and Megillah. Mashma. The implication is that the Simcha is in Adar Aleph and Adar Beis. The only difference between Adar Aleph and Adar Beis is the Megillah. How about the Simcha? Maybe Mishenichnes Adar Marbim Besimcha is Adar Aleph and Adar Beis. There's a very famous tshuva from the Chassam Sofer, where the Chassam Sofer ends the tshuva by a date, and the date is Yom Gimel. It's the third day, L'chodesh Adar Aleph Shemarbim by Simcha. So it was pretty clear that the Chassam Sofer held that the Marbim B'Simcha actually applies to Adar Aleph as well as Adar Beis. So let's paskin Rabbi Yisai. B'Tav Zayin B'Simcha. Okay? I was just giving you the introduction of the Shaila to make sure that the topic is relevant today. Yes, it is relevant today. Even though we're only coming close to Adar Aleph, the posters are right. We need to be b'simcha. We need to work on simcha already from Adar Aleph. The question is more complicated. What is simcha? What do you do? No, let's talk l'maisa. Yidalach, no? Can I ask what you're doing to be marba b'simcha? Well, what is it that makes you b'simcha? Huh? Look, Chabeisai, Zug. Huh? I can't hear what?
Steigen.
Steigen. So I can go back to Lakewood. That's it. That's it. Yayin Tov. Oh. You want to start drinking already by Adar Aleph?
Why not?
Okay, I want to tell you a nice story, Rabbi Say. It's a famous Litvish Maisa, but I happened to have reheard it again 2 nights ago. Reb Chaim Sonnenfeld's grandson came to Lakewood as a guest to speak, and he said over a very nice story, beautiful story. He said that there was once a Yid that he started to drink from Rosh Chodesh Adar. And like you said, Mishenichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. So they came to question him. It doesn't say anywhere that you're supposed to drink when Adar comes in. Purim you're supposed to drink. Where does it say that from Adar you should start drinking from Rosh Chodesh Adar? Yeah, he said, yeah. He said, let me give you the reason why I start from Rosh Chodesh Adar. He said there's something interesting in the Megillah. If you notice, Haman's plan was to kill out all the Jews. Tav v'noshim b'yoim. No, Rabbi, you say b'yoim echad, in one day. Why did he need to kill them all in one day? First of all, do you have any idea what it means to kill out so many people in one day? What's wrong if it took a few days? It had to be b'yoim echad. Today, there's an atomic bomb. So you could drop an atomic bomb and you can kill a lot of people b'yoim echad. But those days it was a war. So what's b'yoim echad? Why did he want it to be b'yoim echad? And he said something very interesting to answer this question. A fellow, a simple guy, came up with a very nice pshat. And he said, this Rosha knew that in case he's matzliach, he successfully kills out all the Jews. What happens if he's not successful? Which he was right, that's what happened. It turned into a yontif. Could you imagine if he did it in many days? It would be many days of yontif. And Yidden would have many days of happiness, of simcha. So this Rosh planned, I'm going to make sure that one day, either I get it, and if I don't get it, so it's one day yontif. That was the plan of the Rosh. So this Yid said, I'm going to show Haman. By me, I'm not going to let him get away with the one day. I'm going to make a yontif all the way from Rosh Chodesh Adar. I'm going to drink and be happy. I'm already starting my Purim from Rosh Chodesh Adar. Rabbi say it's a nice word, a cute story, a nice joke. But what's the halacha l'maisa? Tell me, halacha l'maisa mishenichnas adar marbim. What are you supposed to do that's called marbim b'simcha? So let me begin to explain to you, Rabbi Sai, what Purim is all about. And what is the simcha of Purim? And how does it already begin? V'chodesh asher nepach. It's the whole month. The Yerushalmi learns, theoretically, a person could read the Megillah anytime during the month of Adar, and he's Yaitza. Because it says, V'chodesh asher nepach. It's an entire month. So what is the month of Adar? So you hear Rabbi say, we're going to walk away understanding Purim. What is the simcha of Purim? And what is the month of Adar? What's so special about the month of Adar? The relevance of Adar in Purim and the simcha of Purim. Let me begin, Rabbi Isai, with the Gra. The Vilna Gaon, a Moyerdik Gra. Sefer Yetzirah. Sefer Yetzirah. Perek Hey says something interesting. We have 12 months. 12 months is parallel to the 12 chushim, the senses that a person has. Now we know we have 6 senses, but actually it's a little more. There's touch, there's sight, there's smell, there's hearing. 12. Adar. Which sense does Adar, the month of Adar, shayich l'schaik? It has to do with schaik. Now what is schaik? I Mistama do not have to teach you Hebrew. You probably could teach me Hebrew. Well, I don't know about that. All right, let's call it even. All right? But I definitely don't have to teach you guys Hebrew. Is simcha and schok the same thing? Not really.
What's schok for you?
That's the question. That's exactly the question. What does the word schok mean? Schok asali lekim is to laugh, actually. It's laughter. Simcha is happiness, and schok is laughter. So it's interesting. It doesn't say it's parallel to simcha, but rather it is, Adar is the month of tzchaik, of laughter. And the Gra explains, Mishte v'simcha la Yehudim. And the Gra continues, V'chein ha'geula be'elef hashishi. The geula, the redemption, will come in the 1,006, the 6,000, right, where we're holding now. Which is a party, let's tzaddikim. Now I'm not going to get into, even though I'm sure you want me to. I know when I come here, they probably want to hear big, mystical. But first let's learn Pashut, let's learn simple, okay? So let's leave alone the Elef Hashishi, and let's leave alone the Mechail Tzadikim, and let's talk simply tzchaik. What exactly is tzchaik? Laughter. The difference between simcha and laughter. I want to tell you another piece from the Gra. You know, there's another day in the calendar, in our Yom Tovim, that also we're tremendously happy. As a matter of fact, the name of the Yom Tov takes on the word Simcha, and that is Simchas Torah. Okay? What is Simchas Torah? It's really Shmini Atzeres. Okay? See, here we split it into two. In Chutz La'aretz, it takes us 2 days to get the same, but you can get in Eretz Yisrael in 1 day. All right, we're a little slow. In Eretz Yisrael, they did it all in 1 day. But what is it that it's called? It's called Simchas Torah. Simcha, the happiness of Torah. What pasuk is the simon, the symbol of Simchas Torah? The Gra says it's based on a pasuk in Eishes Chayil. So the ladies, I'm sure every Friday night the ladies listen carefully as the husbands read the Eishes Chayil. And every pasuk they say, thank you for the compliment, thank you for the compliment. The truth is, there's a lot more to the Eishes Chayil than, of course, there's a simple pshat to Eishes Chayil, and you husbands, when you say the Eishes Chayil, you should appreciate your wives. But there's a deeper meaning to every word in Eishes Chayil. The Gra explains that the Eishes Chayil refers to the Torah. In every pasuk, in every passage in Eishes Chayil, has it a connotation for Torah. Torah is the Eishes Chayil. It's the beautiful wife, the Klal Yisrael. Batizchak liyoim achroin, pia pascha b'chachma. What does it mean, Batizchak liyoim achroin? What is the word Batizchak? I just told you. Tizchak means what? Laughter. What's the yoim achroin? What is the final day? No. Shmini Atzeres. It's the final day of Sukkot. And that's why we have happiness of the Torah. Vatitzchak. Liyoim achroin, to the final day. And the Gra actually says it also refers to the Elef Hashishi, the time when Mashiach will come. The Yom Achroin also connotates the final of days. Vatitzchak, the Torah. Shmini Atzeres is Me'ein Olam Haba. It resembles the Olam Haba. So writes the Gra. Pshat, Vatitzchak, Liyoim Achroin. What does that mean, Rabbi Yisai? What does it mean that the Torah is Vatitzchak Liyoim Achroin? Okay. I'm going to say it as simple as possible. The last laugh is always the Torah. In life, a person has enjoyment, and he comes and he enjoys this, and he has happiness from this, but at the end, what remains? When he looks back at his life, the only thing that remains with him is the Torah that he learned. You don't remember all the stupidity and all the frivolous things that a person did. Tell me, does someone remember all the weddings that he went to, what he ate and where he ate and how much he drank? Who remembers all that? But your chavrusa, your learning, the time that we spent in yeshiva together. I know I have here Talmidim sitting here. How many times they tell me, Rebbe, I remember those days. That's my youth. That's what I remember. Am I right? Isn't that how many times I heard that? And I realized that that's what it means. Vatitzchak, the laughter, liyoim achroin, at the final. You look back and you realize at the end of a year, the simchas hatera, the happiness. That's the vatitzchak, the laugh. You look back and you laugh. And you say, a smile on the face. Wow, look at the Torah, look at the learning I did. That's vatitzchak, oz yimalei schaik pinu. Then, when Mashiach comes, we're going to look back. There was so much suffering, so much difficulty in the world. But what did we have from this world? What did this world bring us? And what did we take out of this life that we lived? And the answer is, Vatitzchak liyoim achroin. the final love, the final happiness that a person has. He looks back at the time that he spent learning the Heilige Torah. Vatizchak liyoim achrein. I will not proceed till everyone understands what I'm saying, because it's the truth. There is nothing that a person looks back at his life and says, wow, only the moments of ruchnius that he had in his life, that he learned Torah. That stays at the end of days and the end of time. And that's what it means. The Gra is saying, Adar is Tzchak. Adar, Tzchak, Purim, Torah. What am I talking about? Okay. Rabbi said, let's ask a question. If I had to ask you, and of course you're obviously going to answer Torah, because obviously if I'm going in that direction, you think that's the answer. I don't want you to answer that because I just brought you to lead you to answer that. What does Purim stand for? The last thing you would think is Torah, right? There's shalachmanis, and there's drinking, and there's happy, and there's
redemption.
Redemption. Okay, fill in the blanks. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't mind. But I'm going to fill in the blank for you. From all the Yomim Tovim, the one that stands the most for Torah is Purim. And everybody's thinking, what?
What's the connection?
That's it. That's a beautiful question. Thank you. What is the connection? It's not only connected, but this is what Purim is. And I'll show you where I get this from. The pasuk itself tells us what came out of Purim. We say it, I don't know, maybe Sfardim also say like Yehudim Oisa'ira by Havdalah. You guys don't say, you say like, you mean you say that plus another full 20 other pages. Got it. Okay. Kos Yeshua Tesa. Got it. All right. La Yehudim Haisa HaRav Simcha V'Sasain V'Ikar. Does anybody would like to translate what that means? For the Yidden, Purim. What was Purim? Ira, light, Simcha, Sasain, and Ikar. Happiness and glory and whatever those literal translations are. What is? Does anybody know what Ira stands for? No? The Gemara, Torah. It's the first Gemara Megillah, Daf Tezayin Amud Beis. The Gemara says, Ira, it's Torah. Sasain and Simcha is Tefillin, Mila. One day I'll give you a different shir. Sam Sofer speaks in great length. What does Tefillin have to do with Purim, and what does Mila have to do with Purim? But you don't need much explanation. That Purim is Oira, Torah. If someone asks you, where will we makabel the Torah? And the answer is, no. Oh, that's an interesting answer. Is that your final answer?
Our forefathers actually accepted some.
Okay. Come on, give it to me a little bit better. When will we makabel our final Kabbalah? The Purim.
Kimu v'kiblu.
Kimu v'kiblu. So what, you need me to come from Lakewood to tell you this? Now you come to Lakewood and tell it to the people in Lakewood. Let's go. Come on. Kimu v'kiblu. The Gemara in Shabbos, Peiches Amud Aleph, Kimu v'kiblu ha-Yehudim aleihem v'al-zarom kimu ma-she kiblu kvar. It was another Kabbalah Satira. But the difference was, the first time we were makabel the Torah, how were we makabel the Torah? No, mikviyah, kaf alayim arkagigas. Do you mind if I tell you a beautiful word? My heart wants me to tell you this. I'm sorry. I prepare one thing, but then my heart leads me in different directions. When you said the word Hakaf Aleim Har Kegigas, was that he forced us? I see you know a lot, but answer me, did he really force us? Do you think he forced us?
Yes.
How could you force?
Shamtei
Kvuratchem, huh? Tell me, do you know that we learn all the halachas and minhagim of a wedding from Maimed Har Sinai? Are you aware of that? Chuppah comes from Maimed Har Sinai. Well, that's Sheva brachas. I'm talking about Chasana. Shibayli Aleket, the Rishonim say all the minhagim come straight from Maimed Har Sinai. Kaf Aleim Har Kegigas is a chuppah. But I thought it was bikfiyah. What is a shotgun wedding? What's going on here? No, it's a chameritic question. Unbelievable. Do you know why there's flowers by a wedding? Because there were flowers by Matan Torah. Thank you. There were flowers by Matan Torah. Do you know why there's music by a wedding? Kaili Sabrakim. Shibayla Rishonim. Rishonim say this, all our customs. The Torah is a ksuba, the chosin, the kala comes out to greet. The chosin comes out to greet the kala, so too. The Rabbeinu Shalom went out to greet Klal Yisrael, the kala.
Where's the video and the photography?
Ah, now you're asking a good kasha. Now you're asking a good kasha. I always said, it says that there were kailais ubrokin. What are brokin? Lightning. Flashes. There's one problem with the whole story. Forced. How could you force? How could you force a marriage? What are you talking about? Kaf Aleim Har Kegigas is chuppah? That's where we get chuppah from? Okay. It's because I love the Talmidim here in Queens that I'm going to go off on a tangent for a minute, if you don't mind. And I'm going to answer you this question. The Maral explains that we weren't forced with what we call or think force is what happened by Matan Torah. We were forced because how much we love. The Rebbeinu Shalom put in front of us a Torah with so much love that we couldn't say no. We were drawn. Lashcheni acharecha narutza ki choila zahav oni. The forcing was a force. We were so drawn to the Torah that we became addicted. An addiction is also kfiyah. That's the Maral says, that's the real Kaf Aleim Har Kegigas. Now I want to tell you something beautiful. What's Gigas? Do you know what a Gigas is? No! Rashi and Shabbos. Gigas? Shal Shecher. It's a barrel of beer. How did a barrel of beer get into Matan Torah? Rashi says clearly, Gigas Shal Shecher.
Chavis. Barrel is chavis, not gigas.
Rashi, so what does Rashi say? Gigas Shal Shecher. Rashi says it clearly. Rashi explains the Gemara Gigas Shecher. Where did Shecher? Beer? And the answer is Shikrus. The Kaf Aleim Har Kegigas, like a drunk. Ar Chaim calls Torah, the love of Torah, like the addiction of the drunk to the alcohol. It's an Ar Chaim. Ar Chaim explains, Kaf Aleim Har Kegigas. There was so much love that we were addicted, like someone who loves Shecher. Like, huh? Beautiful. Beautiful. There's a lot of drinking of beer going on tonight. I know that. Not that I have much experience in it, but I've been around enough to know that it's all about drinking beer. We're drinking beer here tonight in this Super Bowl.
What is Super Bowl?
I'll tell you the truth, you gotta ask somebody else. I really know too much about it. I just know that it exists. Kegigis. And yet, there was tremendous ahava. Tremendous love that we accepted the Torah, like the Maral says, even in the first Kabbalah Satorah. So if in the second Kabbalah Satorah, the second one, which is Purim, which is Kimu Mashikiblu Kfar, and Rashi says, Meya Hava. Could you imagine how much love there was there? If the first one was Kaf Aleim Har Kegigas, and the love brought us to accept the Torah, and that's called forced. So if the second one, which happened on Purim, was Kimu Mashikiblu Kfar Me'ahavas Hanes, from Ahava. Imagine the outpour of love to the Eibishter that happened on Purim. And what was that Ahava? How did that Ahava come to fruition? What was the thing, the vehicle that the Ahava expressed itself in? And the answer is with Kabbalah Satorah, Kabbalah Satorah, Kabbalah Satorah. Accepting to learn Torah. This is Pashut Pshat, simple. It's the true Pshat. On the first Kabbalah Satorah, it was with love. Yet the second Kabbalah Satorah, now you're asking me, how could there be more love than love?
Kiblu Mashilok Kiblu Aleim, it was Megira, the first one. Kiblu Mashilok Kiblu Aleim, that's how the Kfir was Megira.
And that's the question? So what's the answer? The answer is...
Purim was Me'avo.
So I'm asking you, but it says from the Maral that even the Kavalam Gagigas was Me'ahavo, and the answer is...
The Drush.
Hi, Vay.
And Mikra Yitzem.
I'm going back to Lakewood.
And Mikra Yitzem the Pshutos.
Midei Pshuta. You know how much love there is for Torah? There's so much love. There's so much. Let's continue. Purim Torah. You ready? Do you think it's a coincidence that Haman decided that Purim should take place? The killing of the Yidden and the entire miracle. Adar. Remember I told you Adar. There's something special about Adar. What is Adar? It's Tzchaik. What is Tzchaik? Vatitzchak liyoim achroin Torah. And you asked me the question, what's the connection? So I'm showing you. Purim is about Torah, but I want to show you Adar. What's Adar? The Gemara tells us in Megillah, Yud Gimel Amid Beis. Haman was a very calculated person, and he chose Adar for a reason. He pulled Pur, you're right, he played the lottery, and it came out to Adar, but he was very happy that it was Adar. Why?
Moshe Rabbeinu.
Exactly. It's the Chaydish that Moshe Rabbeinu died. And therefore what? So if Moshe Rabbeinu dies in Adar, and therefore he feels he'll be successful in destroying the Yidden. And we all know that the miscalculation, the mistake that he made was that it's true that Moshe Rabbeinu died in Adar, but he was also born in Adar. What is Adar, Moshe Rabbeinu? What does it have to do with Purim? And the answer, of course, is Moshe has to do with Torah. The passing of Moshe, Haman believed, was the time where there was a passing of the Torah. It's a death to Torah. Yidden without Torah can't survive. And he thought it was a symbolic thing that he's going to get the Yidden in Adar. Don't forget the Sudas Achashverosh. What was it about? It was to try to get the Yidden that they shouldn't keep the mitzvahs. They should be part of Paras. And Mordechai who is the tzaddik of the generation, is screaming, follow the halachas, follow the Torah, and they don't listen. And Haman thinks the chodesh, the month that Moshe Rabbeinu dies, has in it the month where there's a death to Torah, symbolically. What did he not know? He did not know that Torah lives on. And it's also the same month that Torah, that Moshe Rabbeinu was born. It's true, tzaddikim die, but there's a rebirth. There's a rebirth of Torah. Same way the month where the Torah leaves us. Right away there's a rebirth of Torah. Do you know that in every generation, the Talmidei Chachamim of the generation are called Moshe? It's a Gemara. It's an open, Furish Gemara. Talmidei Chachamim, the tzaddikim of the Dor, are called Moshe. It's a Gemara. It's a Furish Gemara. I quote you a Gemara in Chulin. I get the Gemara Chulin here. Tzadik Gimel Chulin. Okay. The Gemara in Tzadik Gimel in Chulin says the Gemara that there were two Tanoim that argued about a specific halacha. Says the Gemara, and I quote, "The Amar Reb Abba, Amar Reb Yehuda, Amar Shmuel." He said a specific halacha, and that was chutin shebiyad asurim. That's the legs of the animal. The chutim, it's asur, it's kashrus, it's complicated. I don't have to go into it right now, but he said it was asur to eat. Amar Reb Safra. So Reb Safra challenged him. And he said what? Did he call him by his name? No. What does he call him? Moshe. He calls him Moshe. Mi Amar Achmana Leiseichel? You think that the Torah said not to eat these chutim shebiyad? Amar Rava. So Rava responded, Moshe, Mi Amar Rachmana Achel? Did the Torah say yes to eat it? Who's Moshe? I must have missed something in the story, Rabbi Say. The Tanoim mentioned in the room words Reb Abba, Reb Yehuda, and Shmuel. That's it. Those were the Tanoim. Yet, what were they called? Moshe. You can look it up. It's in the Furish Gemara, Daf Tzadik Gimel, in Masechtas Chulin. Says the Gra, every generation has its Moshe. Talmidei Chachamim, and he says something very deep, that the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, says the girl, goes into the Tanoim and the Amaroyim and the Tzadikim and the Poiskim of the generation. And therefore they're called Moshe. Haman thinks Moshe dies in Adar. Little does he know that there's a rebirth of Torah. I come here and I see the rebirth of Torah. I was here before a lot of you guys were here in this community. I was here before you were born. Ingela, before you were born, I was here. And I saw the rebirth of Torah. I saw Torah doesn't die. Torah lives on. The final days, that's what remains. That's what I see. And that's when I come here, I get very emotional. Every time I come here, people ask me, Rabbi, why are you crying so much? What, you're sick? Yeah, I'm sick. I'm sick from love. I'm sick. I'm very sick. The only thing is, there's no doctor who could heal the sickness. Maybe I don't want the doctor to heal it. I come here and I see that there's no such a thing as Moshe Mace. Moshe's Mace, but Moshe's Noilat. And the children, it keeps on reliving itself. And this was Haman's mistake. there's a very interesting Gemara, a Medrash. Haman leaves the palace. It says in the pasuk that Haman sees Mordechai, that Mordechai is like Kirev alay Mishtachav alay, he doesn't bow to him. Vayimalei Haman chema. Haman becomes furious. Tell me, what was he furious about? Because obviously, that from the pasuk it seems that Mordechai did not get up. Mordechai does not move. He doesn't bow down. You know what the Targum says? He walked out and guess what he saw? Mordechai saw. Haman saw that Mordechai is sitting and teaching children. Tinaike shel beis Rabban. It's a Medrash, it's a Targum. Vayimolei Haman chema. That's what Haman gets angry about. What is he so furious about?
The Torah lives on.
Thank you. You should be benched. It was worth coming just for you. I would have came just for you. That Torah lives on. Vayimolei Haman chema. That's what's eating at Haman. What's eating at Haman? What's eating at Haman is that Mordechai is giving it to the next generation, and that Torah is not forgotten from Klal Yisrael. And let me tell you a beautiful chasam sofer. Don't worry, I have a gematria for you. I know I have to do this, otherwise the whole shir was not. I got it. I've been here long enough to know that. So here it comes. You ready? You ready for gematria? You ready for something interesting? Okay. I've now explained to you that maybe you've not known this in the past. Purim is bi'ikar. It's about Torah. It might be the yontif that's more about Torah than any other yontif. I think I pretty much proved the case. If I was a lawyer, I would say, I could sit down, I've given my final argument, but I rest my case. Correct. But let me tell you, when it comes to Torah, there's no rest. You got to keep on going. But yes, I could have said I rest my case. Now, you ready for an interesting chasam sofer? Okay? Fascinating. This is something fascinating. Tell me, what does Adar stand for? Aleph, Dalid, Reish. Ever think about what the word Adar means? Now don't tell me, as good Bukharian Jews, you don't have an answer to that question. You got to have something. Ani Hashem Reifecho. You come on, you got to come up with something, right?
Let's hear.
The Dalit could be also Hashem, no? Okay, we get it. You guys are on the ball when it comes to this. I get it. Okay. Let me tell you what the Chasam Sofer says Adar stands for. And the fascinating thing from it is where he pulled it out of. A story in a Medrash. It's fascinating. Rabbi Yisrael, it's fascinating. I begin with the story from the Medrash, okay? And then I read to you few words from the Chasam Sofer. The Medrash says a story. Okay, everybody loves a story. Can I move this over, or the whole building will collapse if I move this over? Okay. You ready for a fascinating story? Okay. It has in it anything you want. It has dreams, has anything you want in it. It's all in here. It's a Medrash. And believe it or not, it's a Medrash in Eicha. Okay, here's your story. You ready? Medrash Eicha, Parsh Aleph, Tezayin. Chad Talmidei the Rabbi Yochanan, one of the Talmidei Rabbi Yochanan, Havi Yosef Kumei. He was sitting in front of Rabbi Yochanan, Mizber v'lei Savar. Rabbi Yochanan was giving the shir, and the guy wasn't getting it. Every Rebbe knows what that feeling's all about, right? He's looking around, and then the Olam is, what? What's he saying? It wasn't getting it. Amalei. So Rabbi Yochanan tells his Talmud, Amalei atzavar. Why don't you get what I'm saying? Why aren't you chopping? Amalei tlas mi l'kashin chamis ba'adin. There's three things difficult that I saw at night, Layla, in my dream. V'les ano yodam ha'inun, and I can't interpret the dream. And I'm tumult. Now, come on, you guys know what tumult means, right? By this time, everyone should know. You know what the word tumult is? I'm not going to come here and teach you Yiddish, right? Tumult. He was all confused. Says the Medrash, Amalei, Eimulam ha'inun. Tell me, what are those three things that you saw in your dream? Amalei, he said to him, Chamis b'chalmi, I saw in my dream, the Amrli ba'adar at mis, you're going to die in Adar. How the Chassam Sofer put this Medrash, how this came into his head is, computer. You hear? You're going to die in Adar. This is what the dream told him. V'nissen, les at chami, you will never see miracles. V'nissen, miracles, you'll never see any miracles. V'zerav alechatid, you'll plant, but you won't sow. You'll never get anything from it.
Sow not reap.
Sow not reap, right. He was so tumult, you can imagine such a dream, right? So Rabbi Yochanan said, it's nothing, don't worry about it. Amalei, Plesun HaTavin, I'm an interpreter all for good, it's all good. What? Ba'adar atmis, this that you will die in Adar, bihidurai shel Torah atomayis, with the beauty of Torah. Atomayis, you will become strong. Misgaber, you'll become strong. Mayis could also mean strength. Bihidura shel Torah. Adar, bihidura shel Torah. Nisin, les atchami. You won't see any miracles. No, don't worry about that. Also, nisyonis les. You won't see any nisyonis, any tests, any difficulties in life. Zerav aleichatzid, ma delaydis les at cover. What you will give birth to, you will not bury. Make a long story short, it's a long part of this Medrash. He wiped away all it's all good. Says the Chassam Sofer, Adar, is he Durei Shel Torah? Wow. Okay, now let's get back to the words of Adar.
But the Durei Shel Torah is behave.
And what? He's good. He's too good for me, this guy. He's very good. He should be benched. Let me read it again. Adar bihidura. Adar. Says the Chassam Sofer. You know what Adar stands for? Reish, Adar, Rosh. Dalit Dvarecha Emes. Rosh Dvarecha Emes. Torah always is Rosh Dvarecha Emet. Says the Chassam Sofer that even though the months, the Ramban says, are actually come from where? Where do the months come from?
Bavel.
Bavel. The Ramban says, but wait a minute, it's not even Lashon Kodesh. The months are not. Says the Ramban, but you still see that the word Nisan means Nisim. The Ramban himself speaks about it. So he says, therefore, even though it comes from Bavel, we could use the words to Adar is Hidura Shel Torah. And what does that mean? Mishenichnas Adar comes Hadara Shel Torah. Yehuda Maisa Ayra v'Simcha v'Sasa v'Ikar Adar. Adar is Schaik. Schaik. What is Schaik? Nu v'Titzchak Liyai Machrei. Rabbis, I'm going to end. I see people are getting up to leave. I might just do the same thing while I'm talking. I'll just get up and leave. Huh? No? You want me to stay, right?
You stay, we'll stay.
You stay, we'll stay. I love you. I love you. You should be benched. You should be benched. You should know it's not easy to come here. I want you to know. It's a long trip for me. And if I didn't love you, I couldn't do this.
Imagine Schar Nesia.
Okay. I've explained to you Purim is about Torah. That's clear. I've explained to you that Adar is the month that represents Moshe and his Torah. How about Simcha? Let's now connect the dots to Simcha. Huh? Let's talk about Simcha. Ready? Okay. The Gemara in Kedushin Daf Mem Tes says, the Gemara says that Gasus haruach, haughtiness. There's 10 kavim of gasus haruach that came down to the world. And who took most of them? Elam, a place called Elam. Asara kavim gasis yardu le'elam. Mem tesam and beis and kedusha. Not le'elam, ve'echad kal elam kulay. So Elam took most, and the rest of the world took one. Says the Gemara, what do you mean? Gasus haruach went to Bavel. What are you talking about? Like it says clearly, a pasuk in Zcharia, ve'eseinai, ve'era. Okay, I see the Elam's not going to be able to sit too much longer. So, to make a long story short, the whole Mara, Nevuah, that the Gasus haruach, haughtiness came to Bavel. The Gemara answers, it's not a question. Why? The Gemara says it started in Bavel, and it moved over to Elam. Okay. Says the Gemara, and how do I know that in Bavel there's no gasus haruach? So the Gemara says, Banias bebavel hu de ikke. The Gemara says similar gasus is anias. When there's gasus haruach, poor, people are poor. And in Bavel there's poverty. There's poverty. So how could you come and say that Bavel lost its gasus haruach? There's poverty. That's what the Gemara asks. Says the Gemara, Bavel hu de'ikah my aniyas? Aniyas the Torah. When we talk about that it has aniyas, Elam has aniyas of Torah. Bavel does not have. Bavel had the Shas, the Bavli. The learning was all in Bavel. So poverty is not in Bavel. So what do we see? That the word poverty refers to what?
Torah.
To Torah. It's a clear Gemara. Open for a Gemara. How about wealth? You ever see they talk about this guy is wealthy and this guy is wealthy? Let me tell you another Gemara. The Gemara says, Hein v'tzedek. Rabbi said a few more moments and we're almost done, if you don't mind. The Gemara says an interesting thing, Daf Nun. The Gemara says, Hein v'oisha b'veisa, it's the kasay amed this lot. Rav Huna, Rav Chisda Amar, what's Hein v'oisher? He has wealth. What's the wealth referring to? Chad Amar, Zeh haloi me Torah. Umelamda, he learns and he teaches. He learns and he teaches. That's oisher, that's wealth. There's Gemara. Why did the Gemara say Hein v'oisher? He's rich and he gets stuck. What's wrong with that? I mean, isn't that the simple pshat? Hein v'oisher? It's a pasuk. Hein v'oisher b'veisoi v'tzitkasoi omed des load. Talk about rich. Rabbi say rich is rich. It's unbelievable Gemara. Take a Gemara. It's an open Gemara. Tell me something. How much money does it cost for a 1-second advertisement in the Super Bowl? Wow, huh? Unbelievable. Elon, Yaniv, you're not rich, you are. This is what's rich. You want to know money? You want to know what's rich? This table, it's the most richest table. This is Oisher. What is Loy made? Umelamda. I quote you, and we're going to about a moment or so end. There's a beautiful piyut. The Sfardim do not have it, so tonight, a little chundul also, if you don't mind. It's not a derogatory statement. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I want to make sure I put my foot in my mouth.
Nothing I said.
Huh? Okay. You ready? Every year by Simchas Torah, before they call up Chassid Torah, there's a piyut that Ashkenazim say. I always tell myself, don't cry, don't cry. It's happy. And I usually get Chassid Torah, they buy it for me in the synagogue and the shul. But it comes to this line, I just keep on, I just burst out. I can't control myself. We talk about the Torah, the beauty of learning of Torah. Mishuz hakel agadol agibah v'hanayra. Mishuz mipaz mipnina mikara, the diamonds of Torah, and the rishus of the Sanhedrin, the rishus of the Rosh Yeshiva, the Skenim, the Na'arim. Eftach pi b'shiro b'zimra. I want to say praise. What am I saying praise to? That we came to l'smayach b'simchas ha'Torah. B'samechas lei v'inayim ira. Hanisenes chayim. No? Chayim v'oisher. Gives wealth. Kavod v'sifach. Wealth? Most people are learning don't have wealth. What is it talking about? What kind of wealth are we talking about? What's wealth? I tell you a zayar, Rabbi Say. There's a beautiful zayar. Do you know there was a Tana, Rabbi Yossi ben Pazi? What was his name, Pazi? You know what his name Pazi came from? Where did the name Pazi come from? The Zayar says in Pash Slech Lecha, the Rav Kahana, the Rebbe, met him, Yossi. He wasn't holding by learning. And he called out, who wants to be rich? Yossi came and said, I want to be rich. So he said, you want to be rich? Sit and learn. Sit and learn. Come, drop everything you're doing. Come and sit and learn. It's a Zayar, Rabbi Say. It's an open Zayar. You'll become rich. So he listened to the Rebbe and he sat and he learned. One day, a rich person walks into the Batei Medrash, says the Zayar, and he has in him something called a jug made out of silver, which is called puz. It's a silver, yikari mi puz and betnimim. It's a type of a silver kettle. And he says, I want to give it away to someone who's sitting and learning, because I can't learn. So at least Yisachar Zvulun, I would give it away. Rav Kahana says, right there is your client, Yossi. Yossi wanted to become rich. I told him if he sits and learns, he'll become rich. Give it to him. He gave it to him. He takes it. The next day he brings it back and he says, what am I doing? This is what I call rich. This is not rich. Well, because I have this beautiful, expensive utensil, silver, diamond, that's called rich. The Torah is yikari mipaz. It's more pretty. It's better than any vessel of silver and gold. I don't want it. I have my oisher. I became rich by sitting and learning. That itself is what I'm rich. That's my oisher. And he gave it away. And he said, divide it up and everyone should take a part. I don't want it. And they called him Rabbi Yossi ben Pazi. Rabbi Yossi ben Pazi. Oisher. Ezehu Oshir. Haseimeach bechelkai. Happiness is ashirus. It's not diamonds, and it's not jewelry, and it's not cars, and it's not homes. Ezehu Oshir. Haseimeach. Simcha. But what is simcha? Hamisameches lei veinayim. Miro. Anisenes chayim v'oishe v'chavas v'fora. Mishanichnas odor. Marbim b'simcha. You have to learn more and more. Mishanichnas odor marbim b'simcha. What is simcha? For a Jew, simcha is only Torah. Learn. Sit and learn. Learn Gemara, learn Chumah, whatever you learn. You'll see that that's true. Yes, if you think you're going to learn and your mind is somewhere else, you're not going to get the simcha of the Torah. That's true. Yeah. If you're thinking that you also want the world and all the fun and all, in your mind is traveling, I always say that when people pray, when they daven, when they finish davening, they have to say Tfilas HaDerech. They were all over the world. It's unbelievable. They were everywhere but where they are. When you learn, don't travel the world, okay? Sit in Narda, sit in Pumpadisa. It's beautiful there.
Sit in Yerushalayim.
Sit in Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim Teitzei Teira. We should all be Zoicha to Simcha. Mishanichnas Adar. Marbim b'Simcha. Yaniv, thank you for giving me the schus. I hope I tied it all together that you should understand Pshat. Poshut, Pshat. Purim is Torah. It's about learning Torah. And Simcha, the greatest day of Simcha that we have, is Torah. It's all about learning. If you don't mind, I just want to add one more thing, if you don't mind.
No, we don't.
You don't mind? Okay.
Go, don't worry.
I am worried. Why? Because your time is important and... No? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something interesting. You know, when I was a Rebbe in this building, it's so interesting. I was a Rebbe in this building many years ago. When a boy made trouble, you know me, I don't have the heart to punish anyone. And my Talmidim know that. I just don't have that. I wasn't cut out for that part of the Rebbe job. So I would send out the boy and tell him, I'm sending you as a punishment on an assignment. You remember what the assignment was? I want you to go to the Batei Medrash and bring me Masechtas Chanukah. Bring me a Masechtas Chanukah. You remember that? Oh, I must have not sent you then. You weren't one of the Bachers. The Bacher would come back after half an hour and he would tell me, I don't know, I couldn't find it. And I asked all my friends this, and I couldn't, I said, you know why you couldn't find it? Because there is no such thing. There's no such a thing as Masechtas Chanukah. It doesn't exist. Now you got the whole idea behind it. Interesting, Purim has its own full, complete Masechet. It's not an occurrence. It's done on purpose. It's a Gemara. It's a Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi says, Shimon Barba b'shem Rabbi Yochanan, v'zichram lo Yosuf mizaram. The memory of Purim will not fade from their children. Remember the children? The memory fading? Sound familiar? Mikan shekavalu chachamim mesechta. Says the Yerushalmi Megillah Peri Beis Halacha Daled. That's why there's a mesechta of Megillah. Okay. Do you know there's an interesting Rambam? The Rambam at the end of Hilchos Megillah writes, Kol Sifrei HaNeviim v'chol Aksuvim Hasidim Libatel. When Mashiach comes, everything will become null. Here, all the Neviim, the Ksuvim. Chutz mi Megillas Esther, Harehi Kayemes Kechamisha Chumshei Torah. It's like Chamisha Chumshei Torah, Kalacha Shel Torah Shebal Pesh, Einim B'Teilim, Le'olam. It stays forever. Ve'afa Pish Kol Zichrat Tzaros Yibatel, Yemei HaPurim Lo Yivatu Shneimar, V'Yemei HaPurim Ha'ela Lo Yarvu Mitei Chayudim. What is the Rambam saying? That the Megillah will stay Asidun Libatel where? Liyamais Hama? Did you pay attention to what we spoke tonight, Rabbi Yisai? The Brisker Rav is Masber. There's a Megillah, which is Torah Shebiksav. There's a Masechta, which is Torah Shebal Peh. It's part of the Yontif that it needed to be, Purim needed, that it should have a Torah Shebiksav and a Torah Shebal Peh, because that's what it was about. Purim was about Kimu, V'kiblu HaYehudim, and you yourself, Tayar Yid, you yourself said Torah Shebiksav and Torah Shebal Peh. Yes! And that's why we made a Megillah, Torah Shebiksav. And yes, that's why we made a what? And that's what it means, that it's Hasidin Li Batel. Will it become Batel when? Li Moisah Moshiach. V'zichram Lo Yosef me, the children. the children. V'zichram lo Yosef mizaram. And that's vatitzchak liyoim achrein. The Torah remains forever and ever and ever, even Yemais HaMashiach. Yemais HaMashiach. Vatitzchak, Odor is about tzchaik. You ever see, when you tell a Talmud Chacham, a Ben Torah, a good pshat, smile on his face, the glow, the shine. That's vatitzchak. That's the laughter, the happiness. That's the beauty of Torah. Purim, Torah shebiksav, Torah shebal peh. So if anyone ever sends you for a Masechtas Chanukah, you should laugh. If he sends you for a Masechtas Megillah, what should you should really laugh. You should vatitzchak, you should smile. And amidst Hashem, when you have your children learning Torah, parents, smile. Let the children see that this is your oisher, this is your ashiros, your wealth is your children. That they're sitting and learning. That they're sitting and learning. V'zichram Yosef mizaram. That should be your simcha. That should be your vatitzchak l'yoyim achar. And I wish you all simcha. I wish you all a merdika, beautiful, freilichen, happy, simchadika, purim, marbim, that you should have a lot of simcha.